What's going on, my exotic family? It's your boy Dre. Welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a little bit interesting. We're going to be doing a video on one of my non-snake animals, my non-snake reptiles, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am because these guys are super cool. And it's not an animal that I talk about super often. I've done maybe two or three videos on these guys, so I'm excited to be talking to you guys about my Mexican beaded lizard DMX today. So stay tuned. Alrighty, everybody, so welcome back to the video. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Mexican beaded lizards, and I got my guy here. For those of you that don't know, let's see if I can get a clear shot. There he is. This is my boy DMX. Well, boy or girl, I don't know quite yet. But I've been getting a lot of requests, and I'm not going to have him out super long because he is very testy. And I wear a glove for a reason, for those of you that don't know, so I'll get to that in a second. But I've been having a lot of people actually ask me to do a video on my Mexican beaded lizard, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Let me actually put him back and then we'll get into it because dude is moving around and I really don't want him to fall, so let me put him back in his container. Give me one. Alrighty, so like I said, we're talking Mexican beaded lizard. So they're native not only in Mexico but can be found down as far south as Guatemala, southern Guatemala. So they do inhabit the same area as their smaller cousins, which is the Gila monster, and they're very similar. And these guys actually a lot of people actually get these guys confused and mixed up, but they are in fact two separate lizards. But we're going to focus just on the beaded lizard today. The beaded lizard is the larger of the two. They have a stocky head, and their colors are a lot darker, but stocky head, stocky body, and then they have a pretty decently sized tail, which is where they actually store fat in case they need to use it or if they're low on food in the water or anything like that. But the primary colors are going to be black, and then they have yellow banding. There are a couple other species, or now there are some morphs, I believe. But just speaking from a general standpoint, your basic Mexican beaded lizard is going to just be mostly black with yellow banding on the tail and yellow spots along the body. They have large claws, and believe it or not, these guys are actually semi-arboreal, so they can be found up in trees because they will actually eat bird eggs. Not only will they eat bird eggs, they'll eat reptile eggs, they'll eat small mammals, they will eat other reptiles. Anything that they can get those strong little jaws on, they will eat. Cool thing about them is where they get their name. They naturally have these beaded like scales that they differ from any other reptile besides the Gila monster. They have these beaded like scales. They feel like little beads, and they're bumpy to the touch, and it's very, very interesting to feel it. You can look at it and physically see that there's definitely some texture, but to feel it is even crazier. So if you were ever out in Mexico or southern Guatemala for that matter, me personally, I feel like just off of that description alone, beaded lizard and that bumpy text and black body, and you would be able to spot one. And if you spot one, walk the other way, because even in captivity, these guys don't come out super friendly, and 9 times out of 10 they don't end up friendly anyway. I don't handle DMX super often, and even when I do, I use a glove. Now, what is said, as adults, these guys will tame out as they get older, but they still should be respected because they are a venomous animal. Now, speaking of them being venomous, let's speak on that for a second, because I think that's a big reason why people either think they're cool or why people are scared of them. So me personally, I think they're cool. You guys already know everything exotic. I didn't get the reptile because I think the venom is cool. Obviously, you still want to be smart about it and handle with care and use gloves and everything like that. However, a lot of people hear this animal is venomous and they think, oh my gosh, like king cobra, rattlesnake, and it's not quite the same. Now, these guys' venom glands are in their bottom jaw, and they're more of a salivary gland, and what that means is their venom seeps in from their saliva, so they would have to physically chew on you in order for that venom to kind of work its way into that open wound and have an effect on you. Now, for humans, It's not so severe. I mean, it's going to cause definitely some breathing issues, maybe some diarrhea, things like that. Like you're more than likely going to take a trip to the hospital. However, although it doesn't usually cause death, it's still a bite that shouldn't be taken lightly. Now, it's a hemotoxin, but a weak hemotoxin at that when compared to other animals such as, rattlesnakes, cobras, and things like that. So again, the venom is there, the venom is very present, and a bite from one of these guys still isn't going to feel very good. However, the bite generally is not going to be fatal. Now, when it comes to, other animals like its prey that it attacks, like, rats, mice, and things like that, it definitely is going to have a different effect on them. And I know their whole nervous system just kind of shuts down, so that's very unfortunate, which is, there's a lot of people that kind of get these guys for that reason, and they just like to feed them live things just to see them chew and do whatever. But I mean, whatever. I mean, if you're gonna have something, at least be educated on it, I guess. But again, yes, they're venomous. So I put it this way: their venom is not lethal, but it is potent enough to where you still need to handle them with care. So I don't free handle. I don't just go in there and touch them. Again, they're small when compared to looking at croc monitors and some of your bigger monitors. However, that venom is what makes them pack that punch, and they have extremely strong jaws. A lot of people actually refer to these lizards as having a pit bull effect, meaning those jaws lock, and once they bite down, whatever is in their mouth, you're not getting back. So definitely, again, if you come across one of these guys, don't let them get close enough to bite you, because when they're small, they're decently quick. As they get older, they do kind of mellow out, but still, you should never 100% trust that this animal would not bite you or try to bite you or whatever. But anyways, when it comes to actually keeping one in captivity, I'll kind of just go over how I have DMX set up. So DMX is a juvenile, so we'll talk about feeding first. So DMX actually gets up to, depending on if it's pinkies or fuzzies, he'll get up to, if it's fuzzies, he'll get 2 to 3 depending on the size of them. If it's pinkies, and I alternate just because of supply and demand in my area, but if it's pinkies, he'll get up to 4. He eats those very quickly, but I do that for him every 7 to 10 days. And as he gets bigger, then obviously I'm going to spread it out more. And that's the staple of his diet. He does get eggs here and there. Again, as he gets bigger, I'm going to try new things and see, how he does with it. Now, as far as temperature, he has his basking light. And you would think with these guys being native to, like the grasslands and the deserts, that they like it extremely hot. And that's not the case. They actually do not like it anything over 90 degrees. So I actually keep DMX on his warm side. I keep it about 84 to 86. They don't necessarily require a basking spot because they don't bask a lot. So I do have a basking area for him, but he doesn't really use it. He just kind of stays in his cave. So I actually moved his basking light to where his cave is so he can just stay warm. But generally speaking, the warm side is going to be in the mid 80s. Cool side is going to be in the mid to higher 70s. So I keep his cool side around 76. Decent sized water bowl in the middle of his enclosure. And as far as substrate, I did a mixture of eco earth and a little bit of play sand. I know a lot of people use topsoil. A lot of people use a bunch of different things, to be honest, because these guys will dig. They're very exclusive diggers. Sometimes I can actually hear this guy digging at night, and it can be quite annoying because he's in my room while I'm trying to sleep, and it's always around midnight. Now, like I mentioned in the video before, or maybe I didn't, these guys are actually considered semi-arboreal. Now, looking at them, you wouldn't think that they're semi-arboreal. They got kind of like that long, extended skink body, and they have these super long claws. But like I mentioned before, that they will actually eat bird eggs. So they'll climb trees, get up there, eat those bird eggs, and that's how they do it. They're very good climbers, I guess. You can actually, it said, as I was doing some more research on these guys, there's a lot of reports and sightings of these guys actually in trees, and these guys have some extremely long claws, so you better bet they know how to use them. Alrighty, so as babies, well, as a baby, DMX is actually in the 36 by 18 inch low Exoterra, and he's doing very, very well in it. There is like a little bit of shrubbery, but nothing too crazy. I had a lot of it in there, but I took it out because it seemed to kind of get in his way. There would be a couple times I noticed where he would try to like get behind something and he would just get like stuck. So I took a lot of the fake decorations and everything out. And you know, once he gets bigger, I'm gonna upgrade him into something. I have like a 4-foot enclosure that he could go in when he gets a little bit bigger, and then as an adult, I know a lot of people, and then even some of the breeders I've talked to, a lot of people don't really recommend anything smaller than a 6-foot enclosure. So we're definitely going to look into that, something with, you know, some rocks they love to climb, something they can dig in, and you know, they usually do pretty good. So like I said, I've only had DMX for maybe like 6-7 months now, so it's been fun to have so far. I'm super excited that I even still have one, and it's been very fun actually learning more about them as they grow. But I'm excited to see him get bigger, and we'll see how he turns out as an adult. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been having a lot of people ask me to make this video. I've been putting it off for a while because I wanted to do more and more research on these guys, and surprisingly there's not a lot of information out there on these guys. I had to actually pull a lot of this information from here and my experience. There's a little bit online, but I hope this video can serve as something better than what I found online. So drop a comment down below, let me know what you guys think of this video. Let me know how you guys like DMX. I don't show him off often. Should I show him more when we do some feeding videos? Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button if you like this video, hit the subscribe button if you love this video. Follow me on Instagram at DW Exotics, and as always, stay exotic.